Hey guys, my name is Sanjay. Welcome to the Engineer Wannabe YouTube channel. Today we're going to be taking a look and reviewing the Seiko SBGP017, also known as the Sea of Clouds. I have it on this canvas and rubber lined strap from my Longines Legend diver. Kind of did it just for this intro, just to be a little funny, I guess, but I kind of like it. But I'll switch to the bracelet before we actually do the review. Quick wristwatch check, I guess, as is tradition. On my wrist is a 39.5mm Planet Ocean. The Seiko SBGP017, the Sea of Clouds, I got about 4 months ago from my good friend, Everyday Watch Guy. I purchased it from him, but he makes excellent content, so you should go check him out. Before we finally get started, I want to let you know that you are infinitely valuable. I do hope you know that. And a great price has been paid for you. And you're precious and you're worth it. I do hope you know that. All right, guys, let's flip the camera. Oh, that's a cliche now, isn't it? Let's get into the review. Okay, guys, so here's the watch. I know I said I'll put it on the bracelet for the review, but I just didn't have the heart to do it. This watch looks so good on a strap, and the bracelet's fine. The bracelet's great even, but it takes away a lot from the aesthetic, at least in my opinion, the aesthetic of the watch. And on the strap, I'd be better able to show you the case back as well. So win-win for me. Keeping it on the strap. I did take it off that red strap though. Even though I did start to really like that look, I think this looks way better. So putting Seiko's best foot forward here. But since we're talking about the bracelet, let's flip the script a little bit and talk about the bracelet. I have the bracelet here. I'm sure you've heard a lot about Seiko's bracelets. This is just like many other of the Seiko bracelets, very beautifully finished. You've got the high polished intermediate links there. You've got a bevel on the sides, and on the undersides, everything is rounded out really well, and it's very beautiful to the touch. The feeling is exquisite, but it is the same bracelet that you get on many other Seikos, maybe with a different end link here, and that's not a bad thing. It's just not the ideal bracelet, in my opinion, for this watch. And that said, it is very comfortable. If you are okay with wearing a bracelet a little loose, you've heard that there's no micro adjust, and that is true. There are two half links that come with the watch, so you can dial it in pretty well, but wrist sizes do fluctuate over the year, and that can be a bit of a pain if that matters to you. I wear my watches a little loose, and so this does not apply to me. Because in the summertime, it just gets a bit snugger. But this watch really shines on a strap. Pun not intended there, as this glints and glimmers in your face. It would be nice if you had 19mm strap options, because this is a 19mm lug width. Let's talk about the dimensions now that we talked about the 19mm lug width. Really flipping the script here. The diameter of the watch is 40mm. It is 10.8 mil thick, according to my calipers. I would run that up to 11. So, 11 mil thick, wears way smaller or slimmer than that. The lug to lug is 46mm. Lug width is 19, like I mentioned. The weight of this watch is 58 grams. The watch head alone is 58 grams. If it is sized to a 16cm wrist, like my tiny scruffy wrist here, this watch weighs 123 grams. All the dimensions about this watch really work well together. Now, for a 16cm wrist, I think a smaller version would have been nice. That said, this is what we have. This beautiful dial comes on this particular watch. And so if you want to enjoy this beautiful dial, I think you can't go wrong whether you have a big or small wrist. I'll throw it on my wrist in a little bit so we can get a better picture of that. So on the back here, we have the 9F85. That's the 9F movement with the jumping hour hand here. This is a special one because it has a special quartz crystal in there that is the cream of the crop. And because this is a limited edition in a special watch, Seiko used that cream of the crop quartz crystal to get 5 seconds per year accuracy. Now I had this for 4 months. My watch is running dead on. It has not lost or gained even a fraction of a second. I set my time to time.is, and I just checked it this morning. Not a second off. The only thing I've done here is advance the date. And it's easy to do that because you can easily do that without impeding the accuracy, or without impeding the accuracy or resetting the whole accuracy, resetting the whole watch, because you have the jumping hour hand. So you just advance the hour hand until you skip the date, which you can do forwards or backwards. Now, normally I'd be showing you me doing that, but because it is going 4 months strong on this excellent accuracy, I'm not gonna mess with the watch there. I guess I could. I could do it. I'll do it for you. Okay. All right. Let's see. Am I gonna mess this up? It's dead on, so I can just set it back. So there you go. That's how you advance the date. There's no quick set date per se, but you can go forwards and backwards on the date here. So all is well. All is beautiful and good. No screw down crown, as you saw. Push-pull crown here. Beautifully relief polished Seiko logo. As I lose focus there. Anyway, you can see that there are drilled lugs. Makes for easy strap and bracelet changes. And let's take a look at that dial. This is not something that you haven't seen before. If you've seen the Seasons collection, the winter and the spring dials are very similar. They just have different hues or different tones. You've got the spring SBGA017, which is a pinkish toned dial. The SBGA015 winter is a gray tone dial, and this SBGP017 is a beautiful light blue toned dial. They all have a similar texture or a similar pattern, and it's very, very nice to see. You've got a blued Seiko logo, which is kind of rare, and you have a nice blued seconds hand there. Beautiful dolphin hands, and yeah, you can see this beautiful movement. The 9F85, beautifully decorated. It is also a rare instance to have a display case back. Not many 9F watches have display case back, so this is a special watch, a really special watch. Of course, the other bonus for me personally is the 44GS style case. It has the wide polished tops of the lugs with a mild brushed striping there. The bezel is polished as well. This is all Zaratsu polished. You can see the belt line of that case is brushed immaculately, and the bottom is polished. And all of these polished elements and brushed elements break up the case really well and make it wear even slimmer. It does not feel like a 11mm thick watch. It feels more like a 9 or 9.5, maybe 10 mil. It's a very, very nice feeling watch. Wears very well. So let me throw it on the wrist. So like I mentioned earlier, I would have enjoyed this in a smaller size, and I know a few of you are rolling your eyes because you all have average sized wrists, and I have this really puny wrist. And I don't mean I mean I can wish for something, right? without messing with your watch. But anyway, I like how it wears. Ideally, in a perfect scenario, pardon the screaming child. My daughter is in a squealing phase, so she likes to squeal when she doesn't get her way. So, like I was saying, I would have preferred in an ideal case scenario for my 16cm circumference wrist, I would have preferred this in that 37mm case. But it's a wonderful watch, and there is some lens distortion here making it look a little bigger as well. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but you know what, it looks good. I'm happy with it. I'm just bracing myself for the comments. Anyway, yeah, so that's the watch on my 16 centimeter wrist. Any concerns I have? I really don't have any concerns about this watch, any niggling complaints. I don't really have any. One thing I might anticipate some of you would be thinking is those really wide polished tops of the lugs. Those do attract scratches. I'm not sure if you can see any right now. There you go. You can see a few there. They will get scratched. There is no if, ands, or buts about it. Those will get scratched. So that if you know, if you're really averse to scratching, I mean, I don't love scratches, but I can make my peace with them. And if you don't like seeing a lot of scratches, I would suggest you know, getting a different cased watch. The SBGA017, 415, those watches have the similar pattern dial. Just a little comparison here with my Omega Planet Ocean, since I have it on hand. This is a 40 mil watch as well, essentially speaking. 39.5, 40. Some praise I can give this watch over and above what I already have is how beautifully finished those indices are. I enjoy the highly faceted and polished indices here. I really enjoy the font on the date. I also enjoy the little details, right? Like the individual or the single digit dates are filling the date window there. A lot of brands, I believe this Omega as well. No, I think Omega put in the extra work here. But a lot of brands can tend to just use the same sized font on the individual, single digit dates. The ones who take extra care make sure that date font, the size of that font fills that date window, and when you get to the double digits, they slightly reduce the font so both numbers fit in, and it's just a seamless transition. I really appreciate that about this watch, that Grand Seiko has done that. I love the finished movement, quartz movement that's finished and jeweled, highly decorated. You should watch one of Tim Mosso's videos where he talks about, you know, how there's a quartz trimmer on this movement, so even 50 years down the line you are able to adjust the watch to accommodate for quartz drift. All the technical goodness other YouTubers much more distinguished than myself have gone into, and this is generally an owner's review, so I kind of talk about the nitty-gritty when it comes to daily life with a watch. So this watch has been a great grab-and-go watch, as some would say. It's always set. It hasn't lost a second in 4 months, and I'm really impressed with that. And I love the texture on the dial. I love how legible it is. Very, very legible, whether it's in bright conditions or low light conditions. The dial does not wash out, and you are never left guessing at where one of the hands might be. So yeah, wonderful watch all around. I am really loving this piece. So I hope this video has been useful for you. If pardon me there, if you have any questions about this watch, please reach out, leave a comment. I do tend to respond to most, if not all, comments for at least the first 3 to 4 weeks, I want to say, and if I've missed your comments in the past, I'm really sorry. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, you are infinitely valuable. You are precious, infinitely precious, and I do hope you know that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.